Genesis 4:3-7. In the process of time, we're not told how long, and how long don't matter. If it did, we would be told how long, that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. Now, many will say his offering was rejected because of his fruit of the ground, but we see in Scripture first fruits, we see grain offering, we see offerings to God that it's not sheep. Here's where they go into that. If this was to cover sin, fruit, grain never covered sin because sin isn't covered without bloodshed, pointing ultimately to the cross of Jesus. However, in this text we're told in the process of time, but we're not told this is for their sins. This could be an act of worship. But what we do get is he just brought the fruit of the ground. It doesn't say the first fruit. So the choice fruits Cain kept for himself, which may have been why his offering may have been bad. Cain also, based off him getting angry with his brother, may have saw what his brother was bringing and was like, okay, I got this. This is good enough because it's better than what he's bringing. Because he may have been comparing his offering to what Abel was bringing rather than compare it to the holiness of the Lord. The fact is, if Cain's attitude would have been, this is all I can give the Lord because this is the best I got, I believe his offering would have been accepted. But Cain didn't have that attitude. Abel did. Because we don't see addressing of sin offering here. So sacrifice isn't really mentioned. Even with Abel's, he brought an offering of a lamb, but doesn't mention the word sacrifice. So to assume that this is more than an act of worship isn't in the text. However, we can assume from the text Cain didn't have a heart of worship. So when we offer things to God, we need to do it because of our love, our devotion to God. Realize who we are. Realize that God don't need anything from us. We need everything to Him, but we're going to give back to Him to honor Him the best we can. That's the attitude Abel had. And Abel also brought the firstlings, which means the best, of his flock, and the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect for Abel and his offering. So Abel does the guilt offering, the sin offering, by the details of this, and later given through Scripture, they'd separate the fat and give it to God and take it to the lamb. So we see how this is done. But Cain, and to his offering, he had not no respect. And Cain was very wrath, and his contentment fell, which means he's very mad, he's very upset. He's kind of blaming everybody rather than take credit for his own doing, which becomes... And the Lord said to Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy contentment fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted, and if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall his desire be, and thou shalt rule over him. So what it's talking about is Cain falling into sin because if he didn't get his act together. We as Christians can fall to a place of sin if we don't get our stuff together. We need to be very, very careful of how we act, how we respond, because we easily could fall away to destruction. And this also shows that Cain could have made things right rather than further fall down as he did. We have a chance to come to God, to make things right, and we do that by coming to faith in Jesus, who made things right for us at the cross.